Wife STBXW upset I told my parents about her affair. My wife and I are separated after 14 years of marriage. Today she called and asked if I told my parents about her affair, and I said yes. I said I needed to because of the way she has recently been acting and making me feel I'm going crazy. I found out about her 2-year affair in 2019. We tried to reconcile, but obviously it didn't work. We never had an agreement to keep the affair between the two of us. In fact, I did keep it secret until now. I told my parents to keep the affair between the three of us, and I trust they will. She went ballistic, stating you better pray your mom keeps her ducking yap shut, cause if our kids find out about our private marriage issues I will tell everyone everything. Mind you, there has never been an issue of anyone on my side of the family keeping a secret. Her side cannot keep anything private to save their lives. And, go ahead and tell people, I've got a lot more ammo than you if you want to start spreading dirty laundry. She wanted me to call my mom and see who she's told and impress upon her the importance of keeping it from kids. Obvious I told her I was not doing that. She was very upset the kids might find out, which they won't, cause I trust my parents. She was very hostile, threatening and insane. She was worried about the kids and what if they found out. The texts she sent are horrible. Very STD day again because of her. Am I crazy, or is this insane behavior from someone who had a 2-year affair with very little consequences until now? Thanks. Update. Thank you all for the comments and suggestions. I really appreciate it. I will take all of them to heart. I know I've made mistakes in this process and I'm committed to not making any more. My kids are too young to tell, 7 and 11. To be honest, I'm scared because of the legal system and how it favors mothers. Even though she cheated, she is the drunk. I've heard so many good fathers and husbands getting F-cuked. I haven't talked to her since and don't want to. She's such a sociopath and narcissist. Thank you all for the support. Story 2. My wife cheated on me with her boss. I need some advice. I'm torn up inside and don't know what to do. My wife and I have been together for 16 years, married for 7 and have 2 children. We have gone through tough times, ups and downs, the typical struggles. I found out a few days ago that she cheated on me. She slept with her boss on 3 separate occasions and has been texting him and still wanting him up until the time I found out. She says she made the biggest mistake of her life and thinks she doesn't deserve me anymore after what she's putting me through. The problem is I still love her. Our marriage had gone stale for quite some time. After a huge fight about 4 or 5 months ago, I told her maybe we should separate. We are clearly only together for the kids at this point, right? This may have been the biggest mistake of my life. It changed how we saw each other and I only said it to hurt her at the time. Fast forward to 10 days ago and I got blackout drunk, got lost in an unfamiliar town we were in for a wedding. I started calling her, screaming at her and texting some pretty bad stuff. I thought this was our rock bottom. I felt we were extremely close to splitting up and it changed how I felt about her. I started to realize that I always took her for granted, and I now know I desperately didn't want to lose her. I fell in love with her on a deeper level than ever before and vowed to make major changes in my life to be closer with her, and she agreed. A week or so later I found out she was cheating on me with her boss. It had been 3 months since it started and he broke it off with her about a month ago after getting a new girlfriend. She told him we were separated and divorcing. I don't see him as doing much wrong. She was still trying to have time and be with him up until I found out a few days ago. The problem I have is that I'm still madly in love with her. I don't know if I can bear not being with her, but I don't want her coming back to me if she doesn't fully want to. If she has needs that I can't meet, then fine. I would agree to a divorce. I have asked her, do you know what you want? Do you want to still have fun with other men? You're young, 33, or do you truly want me back? She says she doesn't know if she wants me back or not because she knows I will always look at her differently now. But I suspect she is addicted to the high of being with a new man and the rush of it all. She keeps saying she doesn't deserve me and wonders why I would take her back when she hurt me so badly. But I have this suspicion that she wants other men but doesn't want to be the one who breaks it off. I don't know what to do. I feel like I've lost my identity and am just the shattered remains of a man who used to have a great life. Redditor's reaction. Story 3 after. Redditor 1. I'm sorry, Imaginary Knight 6935. You asked your wife to choose between the commitment she already made to you, or sleeping around, and she chose sleeping around. You said she wonders why you'd take her back. She knows you would be ill-advised to do so because isn't going to stop chasing the D. Redditor follow-up. Sadly this is a very well put truth. Bud, you have hard decisions to make. Sorry bud. Redditor 2, the problem I have is that I'm still madly in love with her. Dogs are madly in love with the taste of antifreeze. Redditor 3, you love the idea of what you want her to be, not what she really is. She straight up told you she wanted to be with her boss, but he dumped her, so she is just going back to her safety net until either the boss changes his mind or someone new comes along. Story 3, many years later I found out I may have had a daughter. Back in 2004, I was coming out of school and got a job in this company. It's a big company where I live. They recruit people that has just finished school. It's a good deal for them as they don't have to pay substantial salaries, and for us it's a good opportunity to start gaining experience. You're assigned to a senior dev which will guide you, give you tasks, and their goal is to put you up to speed. Here's when I met Tina, my mentor coach boss. She is 8 years older than me. I enjoyed working with her because I did learn a lot, but I didn't last in that company because I could find a better job closer to home, but we kept in touch not only with her but with the rest of the teammates too. Without going into too much detail, I developed a crush on her and let it grow so much. Because we kept in touch, I saw her quite often, and eventually I made a move, and after some doubts on her side we started a romantic relationship in secret. I'm now 39 and looking back I feel too much guilt because I was fully aware that she was already married and had a 2-year-old daughter. The husband, a very successful chap but absent for longer periods because of work. Our relationship lasted for about 7 months. We met every time we could, which was sometimes difficult because the babysitter was not always available or because her husband was in town. Back then, those were the happiest months of my life. Our affair came to an end when her husband landed a job in another state and the family was going to move with him. It was so abrupt I could only speak to her on the phone in those last weeks and could not say goodbye in person. After that I lost track of her, I didn't have her new number and no way to get in touch, and she never connected again on Messenger. And for what I could hear also my former teammates didn't know how to contact her. Fast forward to 2018, I start looking for old acquaintances on Facebook. I didn't have an account and I created one mostly because my wife wanted me to, so I can see the photos of my kids that she uploads. I know I'm an idiot to say the least, but I searched Tina but didn't find her at first, but then I found her because she's using her husband's last name even though that's not customary in our country. I sent her an invite and she accepted. I sent her a message sending her my regards hoping that she's fine, and a few days later she replied that she is and hopes that I'm well too. I honestly don't pretend to have anything weird with her. To me our relationship was something I truly loved and suffered when it ended, but it's past. I am not gonna risk my marriage for an old love. What freaked me out is that while browsing her photos I realized that she had a second daughter who looks a lot like me. I know I'm not imagining things because I asked a co-worker whether she believed that that girl looks like me and she said we're almost identical. If it's not a coincidence and this girl happens to be my daughter, I am very surprised that Tina accepted my invite in the first place. If I were her and was hiding the fact that I had another man's child, I would never friend him on Facebook given the fact that anyone can see his profile picture and probably make a connection. I've changed my profile picture BTW. I don't know what to think, I feel very strange and sad. I feel a lot of guilt and I now regret my affair with Tina. I feel more guilt when I play with my 2 kids. My wife has started to notice my mood and I just keep saying that things are not going well at work and that I'm mostly stressed about it. I don't know for how long I'll be keeping that version. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1, since she accepted your friend request, she may have wanted you to find out. There is nothing you can do without hurting her husband, but be prepared that this child may be at your door one day. If you can't get it together, then tell your wife, because she needs to be prepared for that knock at your door. Redditor follow up, there is a good chance that the husband knows, and they managed to move past it. If she doesn't have anything to hide, then that would explain why she was okay with accepting his friend request. Just saying. It is possible. Who knows? Her getting pregnant may have been the plan all along. The daughter would be 18 now, so it's not like he can sue for parental rights. I do agree he should tell his wife. A, he didn't know until now. B, keeping it a secret is already affecting his marriage. Redditor 2, ask her if she is your daughter. She will either answer you or unfriend you to hide the fact that she is. Op answer, that's the problem, as I mentioned I regret the whole thing. I wish I had never searched for her. And the paternity test thing is difficile, I'm no longer living in my country Latam. I've been living in Spain for the past 7 years. Redditor 3, appearances mean nothing. If I had $1 for every time my mom's old coworkers told me as a teen I looked just like their son, I could have paid my college tuition for a year. Walk away from this one. Why are you even doing this? If your ex-lover wanted you to accept paternity, she would have contacted you long ago. Turn the page, op, and live your life. Redditor follow up, you may be smoking crack this last days because someone sane would not say those things. Believe me friend, if my daughter turned out to be someone else's daughter because my wife betrayed me, of course I would like to know. I bet I'm not the only one who thinks the same. It's not just cheating, he's talking about a lie of 17 years. Do you have any idea how much this betrayed spouse has spent on school, food, clothing, and health insurance, which we know is not cheap at all? And it's not over yet. He'll still be paying thousands of dollars for years to come for a child who doesn't even he knows it's not his. Of course he must contact the betrayed spouse and must tell the truth. It is worse and much sadder to live in a life of lies.